Good evening. Welcome to this regular meeting of the Providence City Council. Today is February 18, 2021. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Yes. I'm just sending a quick notification, but Council President Matos.
Present.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Present.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Present.
Councilman Espinal.
Present.
Councilman Correa is absent. Councilman Goncalves.
Present.
Councilwoman Harris.
Present.
Councilman Igliozzi is absent. Councilor Kerwin.
Present.
Councilwoman LaFortune is absent. Councilor Miller.
Present.
Councilman Narducci is absent. Councilwoman Ryan.
Present.
Councilor Salvatore.
Present.
Councilman Taylor.
Here.
You have 11 present and 4 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. The invocation is going to be given by Councilor Rachel Miller.
My dear colleagues, we have lost just beloved family members, friends, community leaders, neighbors, near and far over this last year. So I'd like to invite you to join me in starting tonight's meeting with a moment of silence to hold their memory and to hold the ones who love the ones we lost. Tonight and all of the nights that we work together to deliberate, may we be blessed with guidance and with grace. Amen.
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 The Pledge of Allegiance of the flag of the United States of America is going to be led by Councilman Nicholas Narducci, but haven't seen him join in yet, correct? So it's going to be led by Councilman Pedro Espinal.
I pledge
Pledge of
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
Flag
of the United States of
States
America
of America
and
and
to the republic
for
which it
for which
stands
one nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty and
and
justice
justice
for all. Mr. Solicitor, can you please state the legality of this meeting on the record, please?
Yes, City Solicitor Jeffrey Dana. Per executive order of the Governor of the State of Rhode Island, the council is permitted to hold this meeting via Zoom.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
Item 3, appointment by His Honor the Mayor. Communication from His Honor the Mayor dated February 5th, 2021, informing the honorable members of the City Council that pursuant to Section 302B of the Providence Home Rule Charter of 1980, as amended, and Public Law, Chapter 45-50, Sections 1 through 31, passed in 1987 and 1980, and Rhode Island Public Laws, Chapter 84, and 1980 Rhode Island Public Laws, Chapter 84, he is this day appointing Tiana Ochoa of 61 Stella Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02909, as a member of the Providence Tourism Council, also known as the Convention Center Authority of the City of Providence, for a term to expire on April 30th, 2022.
Proceed.
Madam President,
Chairman Igliozzi.
could you have the clerk recognize that I'm in attendance at this evening's meeting, please?
So noted.
Oh,
Thank you.
Clerk, thanks. Thank you. Mr. Clerk, any other counselor that joined us after? No? Okay,
Not
All
at
right.
this time, we're making efforts to reach out.
all right, continue.
Ordinances, second reading. The following ordinances were in City Council February 4th, 2021, read and passed the first time, and are severally returned for passage the second time. An ordinance establishing a tax stabilization agreement for RCG Armory Parkview LLC, located at 35 Parade Street, 41 Parade Street, 12 Oak Street, and 19R Willow Street.
Madam
Yes.
President,
Yes,
motion to pass item 4 for the first time and a roll call vote.
Second.
the motion has been made on second to pass item number 4. It's going to be
Sorry.
passed for
This
the,
is the second passage.
second, yes.
I believe I said that. Pass for the second time and
For the
a
second
roll
time.
call vote.
Yes,
That was
that's
my
what I
motion.
heard. To pass for the second time on a roll call vote. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Matos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Aye.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Aye.
Councilman Correa is absent. Councilman Espinal.
Aye.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Nay.
Councilwoman Harris.
Aye.
Councilman Igliozzi.
Aye.
Councilor Kerwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman LaFortune.
Aye.
Councilor Miller.
Nay.
Councilman Narducci is absent. Councilwoman Ryan.
Aye.
Councilor Salvatore.
Aye.
Councilman Taylor.
Aye.
You have 11 ayes, 2 nays, and 2 absent. The matter passes for the second time on a roll call vote. Item 5, an ordinance and amendment of Chapter 16, Offenses and Miscellaneous Provision, Article 2, entitled Discrimination of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Providence by amending Section 16-54, Definition of Terms, and 16-55, Unlawful Housing Practices, 16-63, Function and Duties of Commission, 16-64, Powers of Commission, and 16-65, Certification of Bona fide Qualifications.
Madam
Leader
President,
Ryan?
motion to
Ryan.
pass item 5 for the second time and a roll call vote.
Second.
Motion has been made on second to pass item number 5 for the second time on a roll call vote. Mr. Clerk?
Council President Matos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Aye.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Assent.
Councilman Correa is absent. Councilman Espinal.
Aye.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilwoman Harris.
Abstain.
Councilman Igliozzi.
Aye.
Councilor Kerwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman LaFortune.
Aye.
Councilor Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Narducci is absent. Councilwoman Ryan.
Aye.
Councilor Salvatore.
Aye.
Councilman Taylor.
Aye.
You have 11 ayes, 2 abstentions, and 2 absent. The matter passes for the second time on a roll call vote. Item 6, presentation of ordinance.
Madam
Council
President,
Correa.
Leader Ryan?
motion to waive the reading of items 6 through 8 and refer to the Committee on Finance.
Second.
The motion has been made on seconds to waive the readings of the items 6 through 8, and these items will be referred to the Committee on Finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 9, Council President
Madam
Matos.
President,
Leader Ryan?
motion to waive the reading of items 9 through 12 and to request the clerk to read items 11 and 12 in their entirety into the record
Second,
and
Madam.
to pass on a voice vote.
Yeah. Let me see if I got all that. Motion has been made to waive the readings of items number 9 through 12, and items 11 and 12 will be read entirely. And these items are gonna be passed on a voice vote.
Good job.
Second.
The items have been, motion has been made on second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I have this, I'm sorry, Councilwoman LaFortune, your hands is up.
Yeah, I raised my hand to co-sponsor items 10, 11, and 12, please.
Mr. Clerk. I also have Councilman Salvatore. His hand is up.
Same request, Madam President. Thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Clerk, you got that?
Yes.
Okay, I have Councilman Taylor.
Same, 10, 11, and
Yeah.
12.
Okay, Chairman Igliosi.
Thank you, Madam President. Actually, 10 and 11, I'm already on 12. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Castillo. You're muted, Councilwoman Castillo.
Sorry, I want to be co-sponsor too.
Okay, all right. Mr. Clerk, you got that?
Were those from Councilwoman?
Councilwoman Castillo is just gonna co-sponsor all. Yeah.
Oh, all four of them?
Yes, and I have Councilor Miller.
I just saw that I wasn't on 12, so please.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, motion has been made on second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 The I have it. And Mr. Clerk, please read the items.
Item 11, a resolution remembering the legacy and memory of Mother Lula Mae Jackson. Whereas Mother Lula Mae Jackson of Providence, Rhode Island, passed away on Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021, after decades of dedication to the city of Providence as a woman of family, faith, and service. And whereas Mother Jackson was a dedicated employee for the Providence Public School Department for 25 years at Pleasant View School. And whereas Mother Jackson later came out of retirement to serve as a daycare specialist at the Urban League of Rhode Island, earning the honor of Employee of the Year for her committed service to urban and at-risk children. And whereas as a woman of unwavering faith, Mother Jackson further contributed to her community through activism in her church, as the president of the Women's Department, pastor's aid leader, church announcer, and as a member of the Hospitality Committee and Choir. She later served as the church mother to the Shiloh Gospel Church, and whereas Mother Lula Mae Jackson devoted decades of her life to the service of others, including children, those in need, her loving family, and her beloved church community, and whereas Mother Jackson will forever be remembered for her dedication to faith, family, and community stewardship. As a wife, mother, educator, and pillar of her church, Mother Jackson touched the lives of all who knew her. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Providence does hereby honor the legacy and memory of Mother Lula Mae Jackson. Be it further resolved that the City Council of the City of Providence extends its deepest condolences to the entire Jackson family, as well as Mother Jackson's extended family and friends throughout the City of Providence and beyond.
Thank you. Councilman Espinal.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. It is a sad moment within our community with the loss of Mother Lula Mae Jackson. She will be deeply missed. She was a devoted mother, wife, sibling, and she was very engaged in her community. She was a public servant, a woman of faith, so selfishly worked to help others. So tonight, I thank you and the rest of the members of the council joining me in honoring her life and her legacy. And tonight we extend our deepest condolences to the Jackson family, especially to her daughter, Lisa. She will be deeply missed. Rest in peace. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Clerk.
Item 12. Resolution congratulating Robert Palazzo on receiving the National Federation of State High School Associations 2020 Track and Field Coach of the Year Award. Whereas Robert Palazzo has been a member of the Classical High School Athletic Department for over 29 years, serving as the track and field coach, and whereas as the head coach of the track and field program at Classical, Mr. Palazzo has won 300 dual meets and 59 Rhode Island Interscholastic League Class B state and divisional championships. And whereas Mr. Palazzo has mentored 4 national track and field champions, 47 individual state champions, 18 New England champions, 30 All-Americans, and 1 national record holder in track and field. And whereas in addition to being a 5-time Rhode Island Track Coaches Association Coach of the Year and a member of both the RITCA Classical High School Hall of Fame, Mr. Palazzo was recently recognized by the National Federation of State High School Association as the 2020 Track and Field Coach of the Year. And whereas the NFHS Awards Program has been held since 1982 and recognizes coaches in the top 10 girls sports and top 10 boys sports by participation numbers, and in 2 other sports, one for boys and one for girls, that are not included in the top 10 listings. And whereas through his tireless dedication to the athletics community of Classical High School, as well as the state of Rhode Island with his over 26 years of service as an executive board member of the Rhode Island Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, Mr. Palazzo could not be more deserving of such a prestigious national honor. And whereas Robert Palazzo's unyielding commitment to improving the lives of his athletes, as well as athletes across the state of Rhode Island, serves an example for all to follow on what it truly means to be a pillar of one's community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Providence does hereby congratulate Robert Palazzo on receiving the National Federation of State High School Associations 2020 Track and Field Coach of the Year Award.
Thank you.
Item 13. Councilor Miller, Councilwoman Anthony.
Sorry, Mr. Clerk, Councilwoman LaFortune's hands was up. Sorry. Councilwoman LaFortune.
Thank you. I just wanted to say a few words on item number 12. Thank you, Council President. I also want to thank Councilman Igliozzi for putting in this resolution. So I have spent a lot of time with Coach Palazzo. My son was in the track program at Classical High School. And Mr. Palazzo really served the students. And as a former thrower myself, I know that Mr. Palazzo has been around for quite some time as a throwing coach. Even when I threw in high school, I threw the hammer, the shot put, the weight, the discus, and the javelin, which I was not very good at. So he's been in the track and field, in this arena for quite some time. And I will say all the words that were stated in the resolution are true. He's not only a coach, he's a mentor to so many of the students. He is someone who will check in to make sure kids are doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom, as well as in the on the field. He makes sure that students get to work with the other coaches to make sure that students are able to get to the events. And he's just someone who really works with the students so that a student who, can grow up and think that they could never throw or run, he really does his due diligence in inspiring our young people to do better and to challenge themselves in track and field. And not only does he inspire students at Classical High School, but all students in the Providence Public School District. He's at almost every single meet. I spent a lot of time chatting with him at the meets, cheering on the students. And he's also an educator. He's an educator first. And so I thank Mr. Palazzo, Coach Palazzo, for all that he's done, not only for the students of Providence Public Schools, but for also my son, who was part of the track and field game. So thank you, Councilman Igliozzi, for putting in this resolution. And I thank Mr. Coach Palazzo for all that he's done for our young people. Thank you.
Thank
Well
you.
said. Well said.
Let's check. Leader Ryan, I missed your hand. Your hand was up. Are you all set?
I would just like to thank Councilman Igliozzi for putting in this resolution. It speaks for itself. It was very well done. And I think what is most notable is that Mr. Palazzo is no stranger to each and every one of us as council people. I'm sure we've all relied on his guidance for anything relative to athletics. I know I have in my ward. He's a member of my ward committee. But I think what is exciting and notable here that Councilman Igliozzi has aptly pointed out, it's wonderful to be recognized by his peers. I think that's one of the greatest accomplishments of any career. And he certainly has a stellar career. So my accolades and thank you again, Councilman Igliozzi. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Leader Ryan. Councilman Espinal.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll be brief. Just to attest that everything that the resolution described is actually very true about Mr. Palazzo. You know, some of us can talk about Mr. Palazzo today, but I can go back 40 years because we were classmates at Central High School. And he was throwing that thing then, and he's still doing it today. What a gentleman he was, what a gentleman and great educator he still is today. My son is at Classical, so he's teaching my son today. It's just great to know Mr. Palazzo, and it's great to live in Providence and come across such wonderful people like himself. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for introducing that resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Clerk, I think that was all discussion. Mr. Clerk.
Item 13, Councilor Miller, Councilwoman Anthony, Councilman Correa, Espinal, Gonzalez.
Leader Ryan.
Oh, sorry, Madam President. Thank you. Motion to waive the reading of items 13 through 16 and refer to the Special Committee on State Legislative Affairs.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has been made and second to waive the readings on item number 13 through 16. This item was going to be referred to the Committee on the State Legislative Affairs. I have several hands up, so I'm going to check. First of all, let me go with Councilor Miller. I think is the first one. Councilor Miller.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to very briefly let folks know that most of these are items up at the State House related to hazard pay and minimum wage and many issues that have been facing workers in this past year, and I look forward to discussing them in committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilman Salvatore.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, President. If there's no objection, I would like to be noted as a co-sponsor on items 13, 14, and 15, please. Thank you.
Ms. Clark. Okay. Chairman Igliozzi.
Thank you, Madam President. If there's no objection from the sponsors, I too would like to be a co-sponsor on all those items, please.
Mr. Clark. Okay. Councilwoman LaFortune.
Thank you. If there's same for me, if there's no objection by the sponsor, I would also like to be listed as a co-sponsor on all the items as well. Thank you.
Councilwoman Castillo also would like to be listed as co-sponsor on all the items.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay, so motion has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 17, Councilwoman Ryan, Councilwoman Anthony, Councilman Correa, Espinal, Gonzalez, Councilor Miller, and Councilman Narducci. Resolution endorsing and urging passage by the General Assembly of Senate Bill 2021 S-0037 and House Bill 2021 H-5358, an act relating to health and safety, Plastic Waste Reduction Act.
Okay,
Madam President.
Leader Ryan.
Motion to pass item 17 on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
Okay, motion has been made and second to pass item number 17 on a voice vote. I see a few hands up. I'm going to go with Councilman Salvatore.
Thank you, President. If there's no objection from the lead sponsor, I'd like to be noted as a co-sponsor on item 17, please.
Not at all, Councilman. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have Chairman Igliozzi.
Castillo.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to also, if there's no objection from the sponsor, I'd like to be noted as a sponsor, co-sponsor of item number 17, please.
Thank you.
Me too.
Councilwoman Castillo also.
Thank you.
I have Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
May I be a co-sponsor also, please?
Thank you.
Sure. I have Councilwoman LaFortune.
I too would like to be noted as a co-sponsor if there's no objection to the lead sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like also to be a co-sponsor, and I have the lead sponsor, Leader Ryan. Your hands is up. Would you like to speak?
I'm going to be brief since I believe we have a broad array of support for this. I'm excited that this is up at the State House. There's a bill in the House and the Senate, and I'm asking for our support, your support for this legislation. As you know, we passed unanimously. I'm very proud to say we all worked very hard. We researched the ordinance, plastic bag reduction ordinance, quite a bit, and we recognize as a city the negative impact that single-use plastic bags have on our environment, as well as a detriment to our bottom line as a city. Checkout bags, single-use bags end up in the ocean. They break down into smaller pieces called microplastics. They pollute our bay. They contaminate our food source. The Rhode Island Resource Recovery Center, as we know, is overburdened by these single-use plastic bags. And we have witnessed, or we experienced that in Providence alone, we spend nearly $1 million on rejected recycling loads because of the contamination of the plastic bags. So I'm asking that the council send yet another message that Providence supports a single-use plastic bag reduction act, and we wholeheartedly support a statewide legislation. It will it makes sense with the ocean state, and it makes it easier for every municipality to have a single legislation as opposed to each municipality trying to come up with regulations on its own. I think it's time to make Rhode Island, the ocean state, greener and cleaner by reducing our dependency on single-use plastics, and I urge its passage this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Ryan. Councilwoman LaFortune, your hands are still up. Are you all set? Okay. All right. Thank you. So the motion has been made on second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Item 18.
Madam
Councilor
President.
Salvatore.
Leader Ryan,
Motion to waive the reading of items 18 through 20 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
the motion has been made on second to waive the readings of items numbers 18 through 20, and these items are going to be passed on a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
You're on mute.
Reports from committees. Council Committee on Public Works.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan,
motion to waive the reading of items 21 through 23 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
motion has been made on second to waive the readings of items number 21 through 23, and these items are going to be passed on a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Committee on Finance.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan,
motion to waive the reading of items 24 and 25, pass on a voice vote and refer back to the Board of Contract and Supply.
Second, Madam President.
the motion has been made on second to waive the readings of items number 24 and 25. These items are going to be passed on a voice vote, and they're going to be referred back to the Board of Contract and Supply. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Committee on Finance transmits the following.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan,
motion to waive the reading of items 26 through 33 to receive and approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and second to waive the readings of items number 26 through 33. These items are going to be received and approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 The ayes have it. I have Chairman Iglesias, is your hand up?
Yes, Madam President, I just want to quickly say,
Sure.
I just want to, on these matters, I want to thank, by the way, the folks that were willing to get reappointed and the folks that, the new appointments. I have to commend the administration and those individuals for submitting their names. Every single one of these folks are just outstanding individuals, and they have just a wonderful resume. And I clearly, by the resounding unanimous support by the council, we all realize that we're just lucky to have them willing to serve on these commissions and committees. So I just wanted to just say thank everybody, the committee, the council members and administration. It's good that, you know, they were willing to, you know, get these good people and bring them back and also get new good people. So it's a good thing. It's just, I just want to make a note of it. Thank you, Madam President. So, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Clerk.
Committee on Ordinances, Councilwoman Joanne Ryan, Chairwoman, transmits the following with recommendations the same be adopted. Item 34, an ordinance amending Article 13, Motor Vehicle Repair Business of Chapter 14, Licenses of the Providence Code of Ordinances.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to pass item 34 for the first time on a roll call vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has been made and second to pass item number 34 for the first time on a roll call vote. Mr. Clerk.
Madam President,
Yes, Deputy Majority Leader Harris, sorry.
I failed to co-sponsor. If it's not with the co-sponsor, if the sponsor of this bill don't mind, I'd like to co-sponsor. I failed to co-sponsor in the committee.
So Councilman Salvatore says yes. Yep, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Clerk.
Council President Matos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Aye.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Aye.
Councilman Correa is absent. Councilman Espinal.
Aye.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilwoman Herron.
Aye.
Councilman Igliozzi.
Aye.
Councilor Kerwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman LaFortune.
Aye, sorry, muted. Aye.
Councilor Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Narducci is absent. Councilwoman Ryan.
Aye.
Councilor Salvatore.
Aye.
Councilman Taylor.
Aye.
You have 13 ayes and 2 absent. The matter passes for the first time on a roll call vote. From the clerk's desk.
Mr. Clerk, I have councilors that have their hands up. I have Deputy Majority Leader Harris. Are you all set? Okay. Chairman Igliozzi.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. I just realized that on item number 22, I need to be acknowledged that I'm recusing myself on item number 22. So I apologize on that, on not telling that earlier. So number 22, I have to recuse myself.
Mr.
All right.
Clerk, item number 20.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clerk and Madam President.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
From the clerk's desk, item 35, petitions for compensation for injuries and damages.
Severely refer them to the Committee on Claims and Pending Suit.
Communications and reports. Item 36, communication from George Potsidis, Philly Investment, LLC, dated February 3rd, 2021, submitting the annual progress report required by Section 9.1 of the Tax Stabilization Agreement between the City of Providence and Philly Investments, LLC, the owner, dated October 21st, 2019, the TSA.
Received.
Presentation of resolutions and congratulations. Item 37, Council President Matos and members of the City Council. Resolution extending congratulations.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to pass item 37 on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has remained on second to pass item number 37 on a voice vote. I just want to check, Councilman Salvatore, is your hands up from earlier or? Or just in this discussion from before? I'm sorry. You're muted. I cannot hear you. Sorry.
Not relative to this discussion,
All right, so
relative
right
to
after-
item number 38.
Okay, so right after this vote, I'll come back to you. So
Okay, thank you.
motion has been made and second to approve item number 37 to pass out on a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Councilman Salvatore.
Thank you, Madam President. Request for point of personal privilege.
Continue.
Thank you. I'm sure some of you heard, I received news this morning that Bob Duva passed away suddenly in his home. Those of you who know or knew Bob was the president of the Federal Hill Commerce Association. He was also the publisher of the Rhode Island Echo. For those of you who knew Bob, you knew that he was a strong advocate for the Italian-American community on Federal Hill and throughout Rhode Island. He was also the strongest advocate for the vibrancy and the cultural importance of Federal Hill. So Bob is certainly going to be missed. We request that we adjourn his memory tonight and keep him and his family and loved ones in your prayers during this difficult time.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
Presentation of resolutions in memoriam. Item 38. Council President Matos and members of the City Council. Resolution extending sympathy.
Madam President,
Leader Ryan.
motion to pass item 38 on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion has been made and second to pass item number 38 on a unanimous rising vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Leader Ryan.
Madam President, motion to adjourn this evening in memory of the Honorable State Superior Court Judge Alton Wiley, who passed away this week. Judge Wiley was an accomplished jurist and a man who broke down barriers. His role as the first Black judge to sit on the Rhode Island District and Superior Courts paved the way for so many to pursue the field of law. We are grateful for his service to the state of Rhode Island. On behalf of the City Council, we extend our most sincere condolences to Judge Wiley's family and friends and pray that his memory is a blessing to all who knew him. Additionally, at the request of my council colleagues, I'd like to also adjourn in memory of Bob Duva, expressed by Councilman Salvatore aptly tonight, as well as at the request of Councilman Taylor, Shirley Azevedo, who also passed. Again, our condolences to family and friends of all these distinguished folks. Thank you.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
We adjourn. Thank you.
Be well and be
Thank you.
safe, everybody.
Make sure we stay for the swearing in of Kimberly Lee.
Yep, I'm staying.
Good
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you. You was on mute. That's why I spoke, Sean.
Thanks. I'm glad you did.
I know that would have been a.
Glad you did as well. I'm quick on that leave meeting button.
So,
Okay,
so Kimberly, can you use the raised hand, please, so the clerk can find you? Okay.
She's
All
coming
right,
right
perfect. Great.
Hi, Kimberly, Council President, or anybody else, would you like to say anything before I swear Ms. D in?
I'm gonna defer to Deputy Majority Leader, Mary Kay Harris.
Yes, again, I'd like to say it's an honor to have her serve on the Power Board. Kimberly D is a graduate of Classical High, and not too long ago, she immediately joined the Power Board and replaced another member that had been there from the very beginning. I can't say enough about Kimberly Dee's interview. She's very wise. She's really care about her community. She's an educator, and her goal is to become get a master's in education. So we are privileged to have